So this video is about beloved comic, and I know a lot of people have already made their comments about missing the beloved comic John Witherspoon. So John Witherspoon arrives on the red carpet at the world premiere of the Columbia Pictures Hancock. This was June 30th. That's when this picture was taken of 2008. A really nice picture of him. And so this is out of Vibe magazine, Vibe articles. So a word on John Witherspoon, the black voice of reason and unfiltered comic joy. So comedians Imani, Amina, Amani, Lil Rel, Roy Wood Jr., and more reflect on John Witherspoon, and a lot more famous people. Most of the people that were the cast of Friday. So his lasting impact on the black community and beyond. So I didn't even really want to do, honestly, I didn't want to do this video because I didn't want to believe that he was gone. You know, it's almost like losing somebody in your own family, because he was really loved by a lot of people in terms of the comedy world and beyond. So you gotta be a real one to be called Pops where I'm from. So anybody with a little snow on the roof and a story to tell can be an old head, is what we call it. But Pops is somebody who you actually want to listen to with a smile and a wink. So Pops will instruct you to heed the angel on your shoulders, but leave a little room for that what we call the devil has to say. So John Witherspoon was all that and all of those things. And so he was called Pops. So John Witherspoon, nee Witherspoon, was born in Detroit, Michigan, northern soul of black folks. He was the northern soul of black folks. So the comedian, writer, and part-time model exuded black cool without trying. There's a select ring of respect for performers who were able to guest star on both TV shows like Martin and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because he could make all of us laugh. So in those moments, he managed to inspire many of the comedians shining on the stage and on the screen. So everyone, young and old, had a reason to love John Witherspoon and his self-awareness to remain connected to the community that loved him, says The Daily Show, Roy Wood Jr. The loyalty to his roots was reflected in his material, which remained as relevant now as it is when he had started his career. So Witherspoon, his work speaks for itself. The man worked as a cast member on the Richard Pryor Show, played the ill-tempered boss in Hollywood Shuffle, and a guest star on A Good Times, 227, and Amen, Look It Up. So these were works that he did prior or before what we all know as Pops from Friday. And so basically, if it was black and funny, you had to have Witherspoon and his specialized brand of comedy come through and make a sitcom writing staff look like geniuses. And so this was in his Richard Pryor days during the roast. So there's a video of that, and hopefully at the end of this article I could play that as closing. So his star turns on those legendary shows pale in comparison to what he gave us on June 28, 1992, the day Eddie Murphy's Boomerang debuted in theaters, which was extremely funny. It's the scene that he showed up in. So in only 3 minutes and 20 seconds of screen time, he gave us coordinate. And don't be don't be pussy whipped. So whip that pussy. He was very funny. So, and the phrase that he used, that would be his calling card. Bang, 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 which one, that was my favorite personally. But I don't give a damn how funny, original, or scene stealing you call yourself if you claim that you have never quoted Willie Jones from Boomerang. I'll call you a liar. So John Witherspoon was the guy who felt like family, and you could always depend on you could always depend on him making you laugh, says the comedian Monica Saunders. So there's a scene also in the clip from Boomerang, which I'll show all the scenes of these clips at the end of this. So put it this way. The man stood toe-to-toe with Eddie Murphy in his own damn movie, using only a guest spot. There's no such thing as small roles. So if they give you one line, make it the one line everybody remembers, but Pops tripled up on it. And so, legend is a word overused when we talk about our greats who have moved on to the leisure suit in the sky. But John Witherspoon gifted us with over 5 generations of comedy. So his relevance was staked in his ability to reinvent. Comedian Amina Imani recently opened for him at the DC Improv, making her dreams a bigger reality. And so the one thing that gives me peace of mind is the fact that he was loved and adored by his fans. She says, I was introduced to him in Boomerang, and in that I grew up with him on Friday and the Wayans brothers as well. And I learned about how the world works through Grandpa, Huey, and Riley on the Boondocks, which is also extremely funny. So here's a really nice picture of Amina Amani standing with John Witherspoon at the Improv. And so when he convinces Ice Cube's character Craig in Friday how our generation is so quick to pick up a gun because we're too scared to take an ass whooping, we felt that. And we did feel that. So many black men in Detroit, Chicago, Philly, Los Angeles too, and many other cities across the country avoided the fatal outcome because Pops told us to use only 2 weapons God gave us. You win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Those 13 words granted many of us to have another day to fight for. So while America's Dad, which he really earns that name, America's Dad, in the black community, may have gone on a couple of years ago, actually, it's John Witherspoon that is America's Dad. And Pops, America's Pops, in the black community, was right there all along, always working, always there for us. So I can't even fully open a new pair of sneakers without crooning, new shoes, new shoes, new shoes, like the granddad character from the Boondocks. Inside every black man's exists a mix of conscious outthink your enemy like Huey and a chest out in ignorance Riley like character that are duly at odds. So Witherspoon's granddad was the voice of reason we'd aspire to mature into. So it's a holy trinity of our daily battle against making the wrong decisions. So you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. So they have a lot of good clips here. So legacy is not appreciated as much as it should be in black entertainment. So we like to differentiate between generations and downplay anyone not doing as better as yesterday's icon. But John Witherspoon was a direct plug between prior and the many young ups and coming up comedians he was gracious enough to let open for him. So comedian Lil Rel had plans to showcase some of that legacy soon with Witherspoon in mind. The crazy thing was, here he is down here, how I was talking to my publicist last week about creating a real show or special or something like that, celebrated our black superstars that don't necessarily get the Hollywood legend tap until they pass away. He reflects. So I only thought more about that after watching John Witherspoon on the D.L. Hughley show. And this dude is damn legend. And we haven't honored him for that. They hadn't honored him. So R.I.P. John Witherspoon last TV interview. And that's a clip as well. So he wasn't too cool to do an Instagram video of his cooking with no shirt, which I saw his last Instagram video. It was about like under 9 minutes, about 8 minutes and some seconds long, and it was extremely funny. But it just made me, a little emotional because I recently personally will share that I've had some deaths in my family, my biological family. So for this TV, movie, and generational type character and guy who was in the black community to pass away, it is an emotional situation. So it was hard. It's hard even now to actually be doing this video. My condolences pour out to his wife of 31 years, Angela, and sons Alexander, John, David. We just say thank you for sharing him with us. They remain the same for any black comedian who has done the following. Needed a line in a movie to make everyone laugh, understood the importance of Witherspoon's business decisions in the world of comedy, and who needed a word from Pops to simply tell us what to do. Bang, bang, bang. So Clark Jones is a comedian who starred in the shows like Crashing the Night Train with Wyatt Cenac, and he also was the host of the Classic Black Dude podcast. Get a laugh or two in from his socials at the Clark Jones. So this story is about John Witherspoon, and this is out of the vibe. And so what I'm gonna do is go to some of the clips, and I'm going to play some of the clips, starting with this clip right here at the top. So this was back when he was in his Richard Pryor days. This is before. So he's a generational comedian. So I believe people don't realize that, but he goes way back even before Friday. Some new, some younger people just know him in the movies Friday, and then maybe the Wayans sitcom, the Wayans brothers, and maybe the Boondocks, but they don't know that he was around much longer than that. So without further ado, I'm going to play the clips and then close the video out. But R.I.P. John Witherspoon. I really didn't want to do this video, but I'm doing it because I figure, he's in a better place and a better resting place in making everyone laugh up there as he did here. And we still have the memories, and we still have him in our our hearts and spirit in his spirit, and his spirit will live on through comedy in the comedy world.
We've all gotten to know him these past few weeks and would like to share it with you. I've known him for a long time. When I met him, the first thing I noticed, he was very bright, 2 shades lighter than me. Since that time, we've become old and dear friends. I'm very dear to him, he's very old. We both started out as young comics. I was 8, he was 18, that was 20 years ago. We've been working and trying out acts at clubs. I invite him over to see my act. Now that he's a big star, he invites me over to see my act. But he's always been very funny. He was born in Peoria, where half the kids in town call him a superstar these days. The other half call him Daddy. He left Peoria to pursue his career, and from the first day that America recognized him as a stand-up comic, the critics knew he had something unique. Who else would have the nerve to do Bill Cosby's entire routine? Well, the rest is history. The newest part of history is Richard's marriage. He and his lovely wife, Deborah, have invested heavy in iron and steel. She irons, he steals. Well, I could go on, but I value my life. So I'd like to introduce the first member of our team, a gentleman to my far right, Mr. John Witherspoon.
This is new to me. I'm from Detroit, and when we say we roast somebody, we actually roast somebody. This is Richard's last show, and I'm sorry, but I'm expecting to hear a lot from Richard Pryor. One reason I knocked up his sister, impregnated his sister, I'll say that. Now here's my man, my main man, he takes care of his people, and we're going to talk to him about that raise, brother. Richard would like to thank all of the people who made it possible for him to be on NBC, and that's you, so give yourself a hand. And you know what NBC means? Nigger, be careful. It's true, a lot of white people think Richard is unsympathetic to the plight of white people. Not true, right? No, I think he's doing a great job contributing to that plight.
He still look great.
You use that word coon a lot. Can I call you a coon? But I've enjoyed working with Richard Pryor, and I'm glad he's married now. I know that I can send my kids to school and not be frightened. Be cool, everybody. Thank you.
Now we have a young lady, Allegra Allison. Allegra, please.
Everywhere you turn your head, someone's always down to judge and used to values me.
I'm trying to impress you. I know. Now, where do you get the mushroom shirt? Well, the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. So you got to coordinate. Yes, that's what you do.
Interesting.
See, I told you they don't stink when you pull the membrane out. When you saw me, you saw the mushroom shirt. Hey, mushroom shirt. See, you can't stop with the mushroom shirt. I stopped with you. You got to keep going. Okay, now let me see something. Oh, you got a mushroom belt. Gerard, did you know your pops had a mushroom belt on? Yes.
But you don't stop there. See? You gotta keep going. Yeah, mushroom ring. Yes, good idea. Look what I got. Doc! Gerard! Did you know on the inside was special mushroom? Yes! Simply delicious, Marcus. I keep telling you, Mom, she should take the cooking lesson from you. All she do is cook pork. I bet he's eating everything on the pig, from the root to the tooth. The whole pig.
He didn't marry me for my cooking.
Got that right, baby. That's why we got little Judy over there. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, Daddy! Must you embarrass me in front of my friends on every possible occasion? See, here, that's your son. Private school got him off the titty like that.
Yeah, man, chill. It's your father, Mr. Jackson, and from Witherspoon. It wasn't me. I can't take credit for that.
Oh, very good, Derek.
Good pick, you. Daddy, I told you that Angela and I are just friends. Mm-hmm. Just friends, huh? Yes. Just friends.
Leave it alone, honey. They told me that 500 times today, so.
Fine. We change the subject. Now, Marcus, I hear girls off that you pussy with. You burnt it. Don't you pussy with. With that pussy. Look. Bang, 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 bang.
Craig, have you seen my shoe? What's that for? Protection. Protection? Protection from who? Yeah, Smokey. I got to walk Smokey down to his house. Oh, man. Your mother and I never would have moved in this neighborhood if we didn't know you. You'd have gone to walk down the damn street. No ideas around here. Oh, no, son. That's not the way it is. You kids today are nothing but punks. Sissified. So quick to pick up a gun. You're scared to take an ass with it. This is what makes you a man. When I was growing up, this was all the protection you needed. You win some, you lose some. But you live to fight another day. And you think you're a man with that gun in your hand, don't you? I'm a man without it. Put the gun down. Put it to this. Now you're a man. Your uncle picked up a gun too. He had to find out the hard way. 22 years old. You got a choice. You all you need. All right?